Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Daily Blues here on 100% Chelsea. All the latest transfer news to do with Chelsea Football Club, and today I am joined once again by Tony. Say hello. And once
Hello.
again there we are. And once again from Daniel, also known as Son of Chelsea.
What's up?
Say hello, Dan. Right. Today has been quite an extraordinary day in terms of news concerning our club. Because I know you guys have heard, I know pretty much everyone else has heard, the whole country's heard about Eva Carneiro, our beautiful physio, or our beautiful doctor, who has been axed from the dugout. So she will no longer be attending matches. She will be working just from Cobham, which is the training ground. Also, a lot of people have just heard she's banned from the dugout. There's more. She's banned from team hotels. She can't go into any team hotel. She's not involved with the team in that aspect. And she's also banned from any training activity. So when the team's training, they're training. Unless if she's called to come and help a player who's injured, she has nothing to do with training either. So her work has been restricted just to the training ground, working within the medical base. That's it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't really know what to say about this. I thought it was totally and utterly unfortunate, really unfortunate.
Yeah.
The fact that it was all aired in public and now it's just gone. I think it's all too much, really.
I mean,
Don't you?
it is. I know, Daniel.
It's not good, is it?
You got any thoughts on this?
I mean, I saw the report, and at first, when you hear a report like this, you think it's stupid. But I saw Matt Law from the Telegraph reported it, and I was like, that's he's pretty much spot on with most things, So he wouldn't be lying about this.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I mean, being at the game on Saturday, I remember the incident, and at first, I remember thinking, he's shouting at, because sometimes with things you don't really know who he's shouting at. People were saying that he was shouting at the ref. And I thought, my first instinct when I saw it, I was like, no, he's shouting at physio. He's shouting at Eva. I was like, what's going on there? And I could tell why he was frustrated, but it's just surprised me that it's gotten to this, really. I don't know what she's done wrong, the heat of the moment, all of that stuff, but she's done nothing but good work, for Chelsea. And, I don't know, it's just taken out of hand for me. I don't understand.
His argument was that at that time we were down to 9 men and they were on a break. He could tell that it wasn't a serious situation, and obviously they acted in, too quickly to the situation, and as a result of it, it put us in a problem situation. Which, okay, fair enough. From a professional point of view, I can understand that. But the way it's happened and the way he's gone about it, don't get me wrong, I love Jose, but I think, and it's been aired in public, and and the thing is, she's going to have the support of the whole country,
You see, that's the point. That's the point that I wanted to get to, because this should stay internally within the club. This shouldn't come out into the public eye.
100%.
No way. But a lot of people, after this has happened today, everyone, without even suggesting why, has suddenly just gone, Jose, what's going on? What are you doing? Have you lost the plot? Eva shouldn't be banned. I would react like that, but I've gone, to the extra length to try and find out why. Now, if a lot of people realise, when Eva ran on the pitch, she didn't run on the pitch alone, did she? There was her and there was the other physio. What's his name? Joe Hearn, I think it is. He has had no action against him whatsoever. So that tells you something must have happened that we don't know about. Because if that was the case, he was the one to run on the pitch first, before Eva. It was Eva who followed him. But she's getting done for it. You have to ask why. A lot of people also don't know, which is probably why I think this has happened and why she's been axed. She came yesterday on Facebook and said that she appreciates all the comments from the public, and she appreciates the support from the general public.
Not a wise move, that.
That is not a wise move at all, and that's why I think Jose has reacted the way he has, because
he feels undermined by those words, doesn't he?
Yeah, because if she's going to come out and say, oh, I appreciate the comments made by the general public, thank you for all of your support, it's basically saying that Jose's in the wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Tony. I was like, I don't understand the whole like thing of bringing more pressure on Chelsea. You have 2-2 on Saturday, a game where, our defense looked shaky, all the problems that came with that game. We're in the build up to a big game on Sunday, and you have all this scrutiny, a lot, and it just brings more like. I know Jose is the mastermind of like bringing pressure onto himself, and he likes it, but this is just stupid for me. And I just don't understand. I just think it creates a negative vibe. We all support Jose, but on this one, I'm sorry, I just can't, because it just seems like a stupid, rash decision out of nowhere. And it's just for me, it's a bit of a non-incident in truth. If you just look at it and you think, yeah, maybe she went on the pitch, but Hazard was getting clattered all day. He was getting clattered by Williams, he was getting clattered by all the Swansea players. And as we know, Hazard does take a beating in games. So one time, you just gonna, every time Hazard goes down, we're just not going to go towards him now because, he may be faking an injury? That's not how physios work. They don't think of it in that way. They're employed to help players who are down and look injured. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the thing on Sunday with Giroud getting knocked out in the head injuries. I think people are always like, just play on. It's not that important. But if you take any risks,
Can I just interrupt this? Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I've got Claude on the phone here, right? We were talking before this went out on air, weren't we?
Oh yeah, definitely.
About something.
Definitely. Yeah.
I need to find out whether he actually wants to talk about that before he comes on.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing here? Do you think all is right, all is well behind the scenes? I mean, I'm talking transfer, this and the other. Because I've got something for you, right?
Yeah.
I've got contacts, right? I'm not going to reveal who they are and everything else. It's going to be very unfair, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's just say it's within the club, and they're saying, or what's coming out is that there are a few internal issues. Diego Costa, this injury, yeah.
Yeah.
The scan shows up there is no injury, so it's pure psychological. They say there's a few issues from a personal point of view, and also apparently Jose's not happy with the youth players, i.e. he's banned them from the building with the first team. So what I'm saying is, from the outside looking in, with the transfer policy and all this, that, and the other, and what we're trying to make of it, do you think everything's perfect?
I mean, I think Jose must be ticked off at the lack of transfer business this summer. I think he'll be ticked off because it's very clear that he doesn't have all the power of transfers. There's a lot of discussions that go on. I was thinking, maybe the Petr Cech deal. Of course, he wanted to keep Petr Cech. None of us wanted him to go to Arsenal, of course. But apparently, you could have had a situation where Jose wanted Falcao, but the board were like, well, if you're going to have Falcao, we've got to let Cech go to Arsenal.
Yeah.
FFP, more restrictions, and the club are very stern and strict about they want to keep to those FFP rules and regulations as a club now. I think that would be the main reason. I think from an outsider looking in is the transfer business. Jose usually is very ruthless when it comes to strengthening his squad. He doesn't hang around. When he came back in, 2 years ago, he showed no real sentimental value to players who he played who he'd used before. Lampard went out the next summer. That's probably the harshest of them all. Do you know what I mean? Like he's and I thought in May I was like, managers like Wenger, Pellegrini, they stand still and wait for things to happen. Jose is a manager who'll go out, he'll do things, he'll be proactive. He'll look at he's so smart. He'll look at the squad and think these are the areas we need to strengthen. This is what we're going to do. Earlier on in the summer, we were linked to like Pedro, who's apparently now going to United. Which is. And I think there's probably there was it really scared me when I heard this comment from my dad. Made a passing comment when we were watching the Fiorentina game. He was like, "This reminds me of the 2007-8 season when he got sacked."
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like even though we hadn't won the league before then, it's kind of as you say, Tony, like the source you've got from inside Chelsea. You know, it does have that
Well,
air of kind of like a
they're saying
fallout.
that the whole thing with Costa is a mental problem. It's a mental block, and there's personal stuff going on in his life. And
Oh, really?
everyone's well, that's what they're saying. You know.
I mean, well, to be honest, we'll never know 100%. It's just, well, from what we know, we all know how honest Jose can be, and we all know how how blunt with his words he is. He'll come out and say everything honestly, And this whole summer, he said that he's happy with the squad we have. He trusts his players. He looks happy. The team look like there's nothing major going on. I mean, from past experience, we can sense when something is going wrong, and the team, even though they're not playing up to scratch anymore at the moment, they look alright.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not someone to jump to conclusions and start getting to the end of the world, and we drew 2-2 on Saturday, and not to start get very kind of annoyed about things, very quickly, because I think in football we've got to remember things can change very quickly. On Sunday we can go to City and convincingly win. Costa scores a couple of goals, everyone looks fine, happy days. That's not to say that there isn't problems in the squad. I just think people go way overboard. I said in my review of Swansea, this whole thing about Ivanovic, I think it's so stupid. People go overboard very quickly. I know the comments are going to hate me because of this, but the facts are Ivanovic has been one of Chelsea's best defenders for the last couple of years. He's in that position for a reason.
Yeah.
I will criticise him over Saturday, but it's stuff like that, I think people get overboard too quickly. Jose, I don't think will be sacked just because of this.
No, of course.
We're not.
No,
we're
it's
not
ridiculous,
one game. It's one game. It is literally, it's one game. There's an incident that happened. We never know. Even maybe they may sort things out. There's nothing official from the club. I don't think the club would make an official statement, but stuff like that. I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say, oh, everything's terrible at the club. And like Eunice, you said about the squad strengthening. Although we would have liked more transfers, you've got to remember this is the best squad in the Premier League. In truth, it was the best team in the Premier League last year.
Yeah.
In truth, when you look at it on paper, there isn't major things that need to be done to it like it was the previous summer. We know we needed a striker. We know we needed probably a left back. We also know that we needed someone in midfield who could help out creatively. It was a bigger problem then. It's not the same as now, but that's my opinions on it.
No, I agree. I mean, it's always best, especially with this situation going on now. It's always best everything stays behind closed doors. We all know, especially with the problem with Jose at the moment and Eva, everything should be handled internally. Everything should be just handled between them. I mean, one point I want to make is, a lot of people are coming in support of Eva, which is understandable. She's a quality physio. She's a quality doctor. We would know. We've seen how fast players recover. It's unbelievable at Chelsea compared to other clubs. But you have to understand if your manager, if you're working for someone and your manager's angry with you, okay, we've all had it. I'm sure all of us have worked under a manager and we've had a little, telling off or something. In the heat of the moment, we saw Jose absolutely flip out. Agreed. But one thing tells me that something must have happened that we don't know about behind the scenes between them. Some sort of, I don't know, bust up or whatever between them, because the other guy who went on the pitch has had nothing against him. He's still in the dugout. He's still part of the team. No problem.
Well, that's right. You're absolutely right. Maybe there is something that's gone on prior, which has led it to, to where it is at this moment in time. Yeah. I just think it's very unfortunate. It's not good at all.
Yeah.
It should have been done behind closed doors. Fair enough. If she's done wrong, she'll put her hands up, no doubt. And it's a relationship, isn't it? And they,
it is.
Obviously, he's taken it to the point now where She's not. I think she's now just based at Cobham now. Am I right in saying that? That's it.
Yeah, that's it. She's working at Cobham and she's just based at Cobham now. That's it. But the whole point about keeping it internal, I think she could have helped that situation if she didn't put anything on Facebook in the first place.
Yeah, I bet there was like discussions going on with Jose probably, and then she goes on say just like, I know we're assuming at this point and just like making guesses, but say that they're talking about it, her and Jose are talking about it, and then she goes on Facebook and makes that comment, and Jose thinks, well, what are you doing?
Yeah,
we're supposed to be having a discussion about what went on Saturday, and you're going on Facebook
making
it like seem like I'm in the wrong. Something like along those lines, you know, that could have been what kind of sparked this. But as people I've seen in the comments, she actually hasn't been sacked by Chelsea. I think that came out, that apparently she's been axed by Chelsea. I don't understand that. She's just been told that she's going to be at games. She's still going to be working within Chelsea. She's just not going to be as you said, at games or in with the team at the hotels.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
surely if she's made a mistake, then surely that, you know, she's not going to make that mistake again. Surely she can carry on in that job that she's been doing for such a long time.
Yeah, she is.
She's not, though, is she? Well, I know, but she's not going to be at the Bridge, is she? She's not going to be there. She's not going to be at Manchester City.
Not the games, no.
So, you know, it all seems very strange to me, mate. You know.
By
the way, that was Claude again. That was
Oh, was it?
Your call, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, if I'm in total support of that. You can, if you want to, I'll be happy to.
Okay, I'll send the text.
No problem.
What do you think about? I said there's a link in the Standard today about Ramirez, Juventus.
Yeah.
You see that?
I mean, I don't think it will happen because if it does, we're going to have to go in for another midfielder, and I don't think we're going to. So.
Pogba.
No, we got Lord Mattel.
I'll be more than happy to.
Midfield.
Well,
Khedira's injured, isn't he? So.
Yeah.
He's been out for a couple of months, isn't he? So, you know, but apparently they have made an inquiry. It was in the Standard.
Well, they're free to make an inquiry. I mean, I just don't think Chelsea will let him go.
And Roma made an inquiry for Zuma.
Okay, no chance. He's not going. Roma, shut it down now.
According to their press, there's ongoing talks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Zuma's clearly part of our first team squad. He's clearly part of our team, so I don't think. I mean, he'll probably play on Sunday. You know, I don't think we're going to get anyone in major except for, you know, Baba Rahman, maybe Stones. Apart from that, we're not going to go for anyone, I don't think, and we're not going to sell anyone because we need the depth. So I think it's going to remain that way, to be fair.
Okay.
I mean, cool. The other news was Courtois. We had our appeal today rejected, as expected. So he's not playing on Sunday, but I think it's just 1 match ban, not 3, because it was a professional foul and not violent conduct, which means he gets 1 ban. I think 1 match ban.
Expected it, didn't you?
Yeah, they're not gonna turn around and give us Courtois for the City game. Come on. You know.
Begovic is cool, though, isn't he? I mean, you know, he is a blow, but Begovic will step in, and I'm sure he'll do a good job.
Yeah, he will do.
Right, doesn't he? Do you know? And he's a good goalkeeper, isn't he? You know, I mean, it's unfortunate in the whole thing, isn't it? Again, but I never expected any joy there. But it is good that it's not 3, and obviously, you know, 1 game is better than 3, isn't it?
It is. You know, we need Courtois, to be fair. I just hope Begovic does a good job on Sunday, and we contain City well.
I think we've probably still got the best 2 goalkeepers in the league. I mean, in my opinion, in terms of
after Sunday, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, in our squad, I mean, Arsenal don't have the best 2 goalkeepers. They have one of the best, but they don't have the best 2 goalkeepers. Last season, we had the best 2 goalkeepers. I still think we do have the best 2 goalkeepers. You take Begovic out, you know, in terms. Think of another squad in the Premier League who has the level of keepers like we do, you know, and that's one way of looking at it, you know. Yeah, Begovic has always been on the cusp of going to a top 4 team, and it's good that we've got him. You know, he's an assured keeper. I don't think he done anything wrong on Saturday when he came on. very tough to come on in that situation, especially having to instantly try and save a penalty. You know, it's very tough. So he, of course, he isn't at the extreme high level of Courtois, but he can still do a job in the Premier League.
Of course, no, more than capable. He proved it at Stoke. You know, he's pulled off some quality saves, and I think he'll do well for us. As long as we back him, you know, that's the most important thing.
The Gazzetta dello Sport, they got a headline at the moment. Courtois, 72 million. Real Madrid.
Ah, no chance. No chance. Madrid, Benitez can go back into that one. You know, no, but I don't know. Have you guys heard about who the ref is going to be on Sunday?
Oh God, I saw it.
Have you seen it?
No.
Martin Atkinson.
Right. Everyone, Martin Atkinson has been appointed as our ref for the game against City. We're stuffed.
Michael Martin Atkinson. Probably next week it will be Chris Foy. Probably the week after that, what's his name? What's the other one? Phil Dowd. It'll probably be him the week after.
Yeah, it will do. Bring back Clattenburg. Flipping, I don't know who's next.
Loves United, doesn't he, Clattenburg?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's horrible. I read that Martin Atkinson, and I thought, yeah, you know what? We might actually get done.
I mean, I think after my interview with you, Eunice, on Saturday, I have kind of changed my opinion on blaming the ref too much. I think I didn't give enough credit to Swansea on the day, and kind of reflecting on the game. Once, like I was by Sunday afternoon, I was kind of like reflecting on the game after seeing Arsenal lose to West Ham, which was always a pleasure. I was like, yeah, our result ain't that bad, and you know, reflecting on the game, we should have done more. You know, we didn't create enough chances. But I mean, Martin Atkinson, all I think of when I saw that name, I was like, Burnley, that game. I don't think I've ever seen a worse refereeing performance other than the one we had against Barcelona in 2009.
That's I think in a completely different category, because that was daylight robbery, obviously blatantly fixed.
No, but the scary thing about it is, I don't think this is like manufactured. I think in 2009 it was manufactured. I think
it was.
Wink, nod, nod. You are screwing over Chelsea tonight. You are helping. Yeah. I just think these referees are just idiots.
Exactly. That's the difference.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
No. In the Premier League, sometimes we get a ref who is just clueless, or has probably a little personal agenda. Maybe we've had referees in the past who've made decisions against us, which is mind blowing, and against the other team, nothing. So it's probably something personal. But with 2009, that was a screw job.
What does a referee earn? I mean, does anyone know? Top referee. What is their salary?
Well, probably double when they play Chelsea. When they play, referee against Chelsea. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I mean officiate. Sorry, FA. Don't ban me, FA. Don't charge me of misconduct, FA. Putting the game into disrepute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. We'll end up getting fines if we put the game into disrepute at this point. I mean,
does anyone know? What do they earn?
I'm not entirely sure, but they're on.
They get a match day fee, I mean, obviously they must do, I suppose, but
no, they do. Except I know there's a difference between the Premier League and let's say probably the top 2 or 3 leagues, or the Football League, and then the rest. There's a massive difference. Massive.
Does anyone know then?
I'm not entirely sure.
I bet Martin.
But it's good money. It's good money.
Does anyone out there tell us? What do they earn?
I think he'll be getting double this weekend from Sheikh Mansour if he does the job on Sunday.
Well, exactly. I mean,
they earn.
Vincent Company, he's fired a few warnings across, hasn't he?
Apparently, they earn 45,000 a year.
Yeah, Ben says 45,000 a year. Someone called John Terry, hello mate, says 5,000 a game. So like 5,000 a week. That's understandable. I think that is probably the money they're on.
45 grand a year is nothing, Gary.
Baller's Life says 45 to 50 grand a year, Tony. Someone else, Sensual World, says refs earn 85k. All right, we're getting all sorts of figures here, guys.
85 pounds.
Out of love. That's from Thomas.
After a bit of beeswax, so you're looking at what, 600 quid a week, 700 quid a week?
About that, yeah. Except they work for 90 minutes.
A multi-million-pound sport, and.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd think they'd earn more, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that job, would you?
I mean, compared to the players, I sure as hell wouldn't. I mean, it's pressure for 90 minutes. You make one call, you got 85 or, well, it depends, 40, 50, 60,000 people on your back screaming. It's not easy. It's not easy.
No, it's not a lot of money, is it?
But they are on good money. I mean, yeah, more. Let's get to some comments, bro. Let's get to some comments. Deckard86 says I'm reading up to 100k a year for top refs. That's the top ones.
Well, that's £2,000 a week then, isn't it? Which
Yeah.
means it's what is it? I mean, that I suppose it's what 50%, is it tax or it's about £1,000 a week.
Yeah, it would be yeah. So it's not insanely massive. I mean, compared to the players, who, are running
nothing.
quite a lot.
It's absolutely nothing. I mean, obviously it's considerable, but
Exactly. Our Egyptian 007 says, don't forget the Arab money. They're going to buy the game, 3 points for City. You agree?
Who knows, eh? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows?
We've done all right up at City, though. I mean, to be fair, apart from the cup game where I said we didn't turn up, we've done all right. Last year we were unlucky, weren't we? And then obviously we all know what happens. But the year before we've done really well. We've got a half decent record up there.
Yeah.
I think up to a point, about a few years ago, I thought City are going to become like our bogey team. Like we're just not going to be a bit like when we used to struggle to win at Old Trafford. I thought that was going to happen with City, and then of course Jose turns up, and that all changes. But it ain't the end of the world. I think I think going back to Arsenal, I think talking about Sunday. I think once I saw that game, I was like, yeah, it ain't like the end. And even when I was talking to Eunice, I didn't feel that bad because 37 games to go, things can change very quickly. We've still got the best manager in the league. We've still got players who, although don't look that good at the moment, when they want to and when they hit form, can do a job. I could easily see us going there, putting Zuma in midfield, like you said last night, and doing a job. And I could see that. I don't even think a draw's a bad result on Sunday. Even though it's 2 points out of 6, it's not the end. Like I'll keep on repeating this. It's not the end of the world. It's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that's the way to look at it.
No, I agree. But for the game on City, I know for a fact, if we get a result there, all our concerns will be forgotten. And one thing I can tell you is, us three and pretty much everyone who's watching knows exactly what Pellegrini is going to do. We know exactly how City are going to come out against us. Their style. But no one's going to tell, or tell us, or, explain what Jose is going to do on the day. We don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to attack? Is he going to defend? Is he going to park the bus? Is he going to go all out? I have no idea. But we all know that City are going to come out and try and score goals.
Yeah, I mean, I remember at Wembley, I remember going up to my seat and having the team news come through, and I was like, Cahill, Terry, and Zuma all on the same pitch. I was like thinking, he's playing 3 at the back, and then of course the match starts and Zuma's. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I've seen team sheets of Jose's, and I'm like, what the hell is he trying to do? And then of course it pulls off. Like say when we played Liverpool, putting Callas in centre back position, and thinking, oh, what's he doing? I've seen some comments, and I would like to see Loftus-Cheek. I'm not saying start on Sunday. I just like to see more of him. I think one of Jose's biggest challenges, and I think something he promised to all of us, was bringing through the youth, playing them more. Loftus-Cheek was in all the promotional material for our new kit. People doesn't really matter. I think it does show a sign that Chelsea do want to promote him. They're not putting him in that stuff just for the sake of it, And I'd like to see Loftus-Cheek play a bit more, get on the subs, start in League Cup games, start in FA Cup games. I think Loftus-Cheek for me is ready. If he's not ready, he's very close to it. When I've seen him play, he's just impressed me because he's got the physical build to play for Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true. Tony?
I'm happy with the team we chose last night.
Yeah.
It's different, isn't it? I like the idea of Zuma going in there and, marshalling. With Matic, it's solid, isn't it? Absolutely solid. Yeah, no, listen, I'd like I said, I'd rather go there and sort of match them like for like. They're as good as them,
Would you?
Like you said, West Brom rolled over last night, didn't they? I mean, they made Man City look good, very good. I mean, I'm not saying Man City weren't great, but I don't
It's a
think
bit.
they were out of this world. Everyone's going a little bit over the top.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
is only, like you say, it's the second game in the season.
Yeah,
Win, lose or draw, it's not really a disaster.
yeah.
But obviously we don't want to lose the game because we don't want to be 5 points behind them after 2 games, do we?
No, of course not. Of course
Playing
not.
catch up of that magnitude. But
Yeah.
I see a draw there actually. I do see a draw. But obviously, like our heart's going with a win, isn't it? So
Yeah, I think
I think we'll be all right.
I think we'd be happy with a draw. I'm just not so sure if Jose is actually going to go there for a draw, as the objective. I think what we're going to try and do is nick the 1-0. And if we happen to draw, great. I think the most important thing is that we don't lose. That's it.
We must not lose.
We must not lose. We must not lose. Couple more comments. Right, quite a few commenting about Mikel, as expected.
Louis ain't here, is he?
No, he's not. He's not. But I'm sure he's watching, or he will end up watching this. So yeah, Lord Mikel. Someone suggested that you should play Tony. You step in.
Why not? Yeah, I'll play sweeper and bring the broom.
Nice one.
I'll be behind the goal. That's where I'll be. Down the front.
Good position. Adam says 1-1 draw. Piers says stupid tactics from West Brom made them look better, which is, to be fair, I agree. Because Yaya Toure had all the space in the world.
Yeah, he ran the show, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
And we won't give him that much respect or that much space. So,
yeah.
And Matter's always done well against him, hasn't he? So
yeah, exactly.
Matic rather.
Matic.
Matter, yeah.
Matter no more. Big Tom, and I don't know if you know Big Tom. I've interviewed him a few times on 100% Chelsea.
Okay.
He is saying, do you think Jose loves the club? Or really loves the club? Do you think Jose really loves the club?
Yeah, 100%.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And if he didn't, he wouldn't be back here for the second time. And if he didn't, he wouldn't have signed another 4-year contract extension. It's clear.
Well, yeah, I said something very, very funny after the game on Saturday to you. I said if he hadn't sort of signed a 4-year deal, you'd think,
yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. But the fact of the matter is, it is almost a strange feeling at the moment. It is a bit of a strange feeling, but maybe 2-3 weeks down the line, everything will sort itself out, and
I was saying, on the season, I was saying, I was thinking about it. And I was like, last season, I think especially in the highly competitive, high quality league we have now, seasons like last year are very rare. To go and dominate a league like that and to win it by when we won it against Palace, we were 13 points clear. I think that's going to be very difficult to. So you aren't going to get seasons like that every single year. It's just very unrealistic in football to believe that's going to happen. And like in 2 or 3 weeks time, we could be back to free flowing football. Playing high quality. I think the biggest positive, we were talking about Diego earlier, I think for me the biggest positive was he played 90 minutes and for me didn't look to show any signs of an injury. And as you say, Tony, apparently there is no sign, and that's a good thing. I think that's one of the big positive people.
There's nothing apparently showing up at all. Which is it's supposed to be all psychological. I don't know, but Mourinho has come out and said he's perplexed with it all.
He said,
he's some half truths in it, isn't there?
Yeah,
we need him. We need Diego Costa. Let's have it right. He is.
Don't get me wrong. It could be psychological warfare. Get everyone doubting, get everyone thinking Diego Costa's not 100%, and then he shows up for every single 90 minutes doing the business. You just never know.
It was happening last season, if you remember, at the start of last season. Yeah. Every week, for that first couple of weeks, he was down. And he'd turn up on Saturday and score, bang 3 past Swansea, score that goal against Arsenal, and look like he just doesn't have an injury.
It's true.
So it could be. We never know of Jose. You just never know.
He's done it in the past. Do you remember that time in when he was first at Chelsea?
Well,
And Barcelona, the refs, and the Chelsea team. And with the Chelsea team, he got to the attack, and on the day, Drogba didn't start that game. But in the press conference, he went, I think it was Duff, Good Johnson, and then he just looked up at the ceiling and then looked back and went, and Drogba. And then he just walked off. And then when the game started, Drogba wasn't on the pitch. You know, so he is like that. He does tend to screw with people's minds, you know.
Oh, he's messed with mine.
He's messed with all of us. You know?
Yeah.
And it's only day one that's gone. We're looking forward to day 2 of the Premier League, and we're already confused.
Yeah, absolutely. You know. Do you see those comments from Kenny Cunningham about? He says that Matic does 2 jobs. In other words, Fabregas against the big teams doesn't do all the, no tackling or doesn't see the danger.
Yeah.
And so therefore he's ultimately surprised that Jose hasn't gone in for another, like what we're talking about, like a Pogba, that.
Another DM. Yeah.
I do think sometimes Fabregas should be played further up in big games. But then again, we've talked about this before. Do you put in Mikel? Probably not. Just slowing up is too slow in big games for me. Will get dispossessed very quickly. And Ramirez can sometimes have a good game, but then you probably put Zuma in there, which for me is the best thing you can do is put Zuma in there. I think
agree.
he's a certainty for me in terms of you either put him at centre back or you put him in that defensive midfield. I think probably in big games. But then again, we've talked about Oscar. I think Oscar's got to have a big season, and it's unfair on him. But I don't know. I sway towards Fabregas, but then I think Oscar had a decent first half on Saturday. So it's tough.
It's true. Oscar more than deserves to at least play on Sunday. He's been top quality. Especially physically, he's been at a top level compared to Fabregas, so he should start.
We decided on that, didn't we? We had we got Oscar in over Fabregas, haven't we?
Mike
that's our team, but I don't think he'll be the team, though, do you?
No, I think he'll. I think we're gonna, probably have a little surprise. You know what Jose's like at the big games. I think we'll have a little surprise. I can see Zuma starting defensive mid. That's one.
I just saw this funny comment. Oh no, I've lost it. Mike Hunt, Oscar to win Wimbledon.
Top one. Top comment.
There's a few people asking yesterday, Eunice, can you get Mo on? I think it was Ramirez 7, wasn't it? Ramirez 7.
Yeah.
He was asking maybe you can get Mo on here.
I'll give you my promise now. When Arsenal come to the bridge, fingers crossed Mo's there. If he is, I will try and set something up. If he's not, then I will try and set something up at the next possible opportunity because it has to happen. People want it to happen. He's just, he's not for it.
I think all of us would, but honestly, I'd like to have a debate with Mo.
Yeah, a proper debate.
Not even just a debate, just a football discussion.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it would be good. I think you'd be very good up against Mo.
What, me?
Yeah. We'll set that one up.
I think that no, I don't actually think he's that bad of a guy. You've got to look at it. Yeah. Sometimes you've got to take off your blue tinted glasses and think, in what area is he coming from?
Yeah.
He's coming from a sense where probably when he was younger, Arsenal were dominating. Then suddenly Chelsea come along and were winning everything.
And wrecked it for him.
So, it wrecked it for him, like most Arsenal fans.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I'd like to have a discussion with him on his thoughts, because he clearly is a very intelligent guy. And, on Sunday I saw signs that you can have, I think a Chelsea fan like myself could have a decent discussion with him, although in past... And sometimes you've got to think, is like, a lot of what he says is just for jokes. He does it for a reaction.
Yeah.
As you said to me in the past, Eunice, a lot of it is said, just like when we say something about Arsenal, there's Arsenal fans in the comments who are going to get annoyed by it. It's all done for a reaction. I tweeted on Sunday, you know, Mo actually said on Sunday on his Twitter account, he was like, you know, some days you just got to take the stick. You know, he dishes it out, which I think was good. And I said, you know, it's all banter until it gets personal. So I'd really like to have a football discussion with Mo. You know, just talking to him about football and his thoughts about stuff. You know, it's just interesting to get, like, because a lot of the time he is just talking to Robbie, who doesn't really challenge him on a lot of things. Not that Robbie's a bad interview. It's just like it's from an all Arsenal perspective.
Arsenal, yeah.
You know, and I think he's only ever debated like a United fan, and that's about it. You know, and brief discussions on Twitter, which isn't really for me good enough. You know.
True. Well, yeah, we'll definitely try and organise that. I'm sure you guys will be up for that. But yeah. That would be good.
Also, quite a few number of people. I was reading a lot of the comments. By the way, thanks for every single comment. And
yeah,
I think it's 4 or 5 to 1 that people wanted, Daily Blues to be 3 or 4 or whatever of us, as opposed to you on your own. So
yeah, no, exactly. No, that is one thing I want. Yeah.
I made a list of all your names actually. I'd do it, but it takes forever. Like, do you know what I mean? But thank you to every single one. There's a lot of people that also would like to come on.
There is. Yeah. That is one thing I want to say. Obviously, before we go off it, you know, thank you for all the comments that you do make, and yeah, it seems like everyone does enjoy this discussion-based Daily Blues more than compared to the solo one. So we will stick with this format from now on. It's clearly the much better one, and we enjoy it more, don't we? So you know, it would be good. But yeah, I have to wrap it up. For today, but tomorrow we will be back doing this again with both of you here, if you both are available for it.
Cool.
I'm sure you are.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. And yeah, just on a side note, Barca won 5-4.
Right, okay.
Very last late goal, but they won 5-4 in extra time. So yeah.
Just a quick one, because probably, you know, a few people are sort of asking, like, you know, or probably wondering what was all that about, i.e. with the Claude thing, etc. I decided not to ring him back because I want to have a chat with him beforehand, yeah?
Yeah, definitely,
you know,
definitely.
So, you know,
I mean,
maybe we'll get him on tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. People love Claude, so yeah, definitely. We'll bring him on tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got a few, you know, there's a few issues, and, you know, we'll leave it at that, and perhaps we'll get him on tomorrow.
For sure, we'll do. But, yeah, Daniel, thank you. Tony, thank you for coming on tonight. Guys, thank you for leaving all your comments and for tuning in. Be sure to check out more Daily Blues tomorrow with us three. We'll let you know the time on Twitter, so please follow our social media links in the description below: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow these guys on Twitter as well: Son of Chelsea and at Tony Rolfe, or Tony 100% Chelsea.
No, Tony at 100% Chelsea.
Yep, follow him there.
And thank you everyone that's you know, following me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice. Thank you.
No problem. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, guys. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you are new, and we'll be sure to see you tomorrow. So thank you. Have a good evening, guys, and take care. Sign off, guys.
See ya.